This is the first Timber Spider Queen we have yet to see in the current season.
I believe so, but either way, this is the map where KT debuted on last season, and this is the map that they probably put on their best show. CE, they haven't played it too often. I will say on the bright side for CE that if they do lose, or if KT give them the map choice after if CE win this match, Braxis is still available. So if they feel they're in a position where cheese is needed, they have that one shot on that map.
CE, by the way, holding the record of the fastest victory in HGC history on the very map you just mentioned. Braxis holdout last season against Wukong Gaming. They managed to beat them in what I believe was under 7 minutes, which is pretty insane.
It was definitely under 7 minutes. I can't remember exactly. It was less than that. I think it was under... Can't remember exactly, but it was very fast. It's in my Twitter somewhere. For now, though, we're seeing a nice purple Ariel. Don't see that one. Yeah. And it's also a very strange first pick. That's going to be a Luthel's hero.
Yeah, it's going to be a Luthel's heroes for sure, unless there is a double support comp and they might switch it around somehow. But banging with Stitches here is kind of nice because Stitches is one of those heroes that can land a lucky punch, you know. One hidden hook in the late game can turn around entire team fights. So basically denying the opportunity to KT to land one of those lucky punches is definitely the way to go. And we're going to pay special attention to the draft of CE because, as Tetra and I highlighted earlier, that seemed to be their biggest weakness so far in this upcoming season.
Possibly. And just quickly to reply to the people in the chat, people saying Fnatic was faster. We are talking about CE actually beat Fnatic's mid-season brawl time in the last season of HGC China, so it was less than 6 minutes 45. We just can't remember what the exact time was.
Exactly. We double-checked and we got official verification that it was indeed the fastest game of all time in HGC history. Not saying of all time, because pre-HGC... there's obviously a quick match game that probably has it. Other than that, a professional game, Mind Sanity currently hold that. Yeah. Sorry, Team Liquid, I think. One of the two. One of the two. They used to be the same team anyways.
Triple Angel! Wow. Calling Cho'Gall.
I mean, this is a great map for it. This is a great Cho'Gall map. And as you said it, one of the biggest counters is now on the side of CE, the Malthael. The Ethereal plus Oriel combo could provide outstanding support and protection for the Cho'Gall. And they now seem to get rid of the Haka, so no juicy, tanky frontlanders on the side of KT thus far. Now, we'll see go that route.
Damage. Raymain's still available. Tychus is available. All of the main percentage damage heroes are available.
Yep, that is true. So KT, they kind of have to make a decision now, a big decision. Do they go for the Greymane or the Tychus or the Leoric, something that has true percentage damage done to the Cho'Gall? To risk that maybe he wasn't planning on picking Cho'Gall at all, but just to be on the safe side of things, I think they should, because Greymane is never a bad hero. Don't get me wrong. You can never do anything wrong by picking Greymane, so that's in my opinion the pick they should go for.
I'd be down with that. I would be very down with that. Is that what they're going to go for, though?
Genshu are having another different bandana. Sorry to interrupt you there.
That's fine. I
like it.
It's good. It's variation. It is cool. You gotta wonder how many he owns. He's done green, red, and black now. We'll see if we can keep it on it. Muradin and Uther, so they've got their support. So they've left themselves open for what their last assassin could be, or a second tank. And the question is, have CE played this very well? Have they left enough doubt to potentially not pick something like that?
So far, KT doesn't seem to take the bluff. If it is a bluff after all, But if CE really goes for the Cho'Gall, I think they can get away with it. I don't think Muradin and Uther are super good counters to the Cho'Gall. In fact, I think they could suffer from it.
We have seen an immensely successful countering of Cho'Gall by Dignitas about 2 seasons ago, where they used Haymaker. Instead, this seems a bit more traditional CE.
Yes.
We see Sylvanas. That will be for Zuyu. We see a lovely Greymane. This feels good. They're low on CC, but they're very high on comfort picks.
Yeah, they're very high on comfort picks, and you're not the standard CC we're used to seeing, but you can never count out the Sylvanas. She could go for the mind control. We have seen that in the past in China, but even the more traditional heroic ability, the Wailing Arrow, could provide a lot of silence, and that is good. That is really awesome to have against a double support team comp, because without heals, without shields, you can really blow up people very quickly. Then, of course, there is the chance of Curse Bullet, and combine that with Malthael's trait, Muradin is going to have to be very careful on how he chooses his engages.
There's Alarak to finish it off. A little bit more positioning punishment, which can be very effective against that Malthael especially. So, let's see what's going to happen here. And Swanee, being incorrect due to the fact he's claiming Sylvanas is bad. Sylvanas has very limited compositional capabilities. I'm very willing to accept that. And CE are one of the few teams who are actually willing to play her, and the fact is their win rate speaks for itself with the hero. They win almost all the games Sylvanas has played in.
Oh, you just touched the soft spot on Tetra. His favorite hero, Sylvanas. You ain't getting away with trash talking down
not so much the Sylvanas. I will make the same argument for Varian. Anyone who argues that a hero is dedicated bad, there are very few heroes in the game who are dedicated bad, and people who think so are delusional. They need to actually remember that every hero has a most heroes, unless they are severely undertuned, which right now very few heroes are, have a small place in the meta in a certain actual composition and certain playstyle. CE have the playstyle for Sylvanas down pretty well, unless they play like they do yesterday and the day before.
No, I'm totally down. I was just teasing you. Sylvanas, I totally agree with you. Sylvanas does have a place. We see her pop up in other regions as well. It's not just like China was brave and audacious enough to basically bring her out. And you hit the nail on the head. CE, they're used to playing with her, and they've had outstanding success with her. And considering how they played yesterday and the day before yesterday, they need to find their old strengths again. They need to play in their comfort zone, and Zuyu on that Sylvanas is definitely going to be such a comfort zone pick. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first game between KT and the former champion CE is about to begin. Let's get ready for Tomb of the Spider Queen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are loaded into Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left, it is Kudo's top, with T-Dye on Tassadar, Neptune on Alarak, Genjuo on Uther, C-Ink on Valor, and Butcher on Muradin.
Yes, and can CE find their old rhythm again? In red, we have the former champion CE with a Lufal on Oriel, Wind on Teriel, KTY on the Greymane Paradise, place Malthael and Zuyu on his baby girl on the Sylvanas. And we're going to pay special attention onto Zuyu, because not only is he one of the most important pillars in the roster of CE, but also he plays a very exotic hero these days, the Sylvanas, and we're going to pay a special attention to the talent build, to the overall playstyle, and the success that CE might or might not have with it.
Indeedy, and the fact is that everyone seems to have completely forgotten all the Sylvanas plays that happened last season in the Eastern Clash. Is very disappointing. For now, though, let's see them prove it wrong. As C-Ink takes a fair amount of damage. Good shield by Tassadar to start off with. Right now, the Hope generation is something I'm a bit nervous for. Greymane has shown to come for it. Paradise gets destroyed early on, and Butcher able to escape with that cheeky kill.
Yeah, very cheeky kill, but a very good one, because they basically made a point here. KT is not just cannon fodder. They want to play in a more important role in the entirety of HGC China themselves, and so far they're in a good path. But one kill, of course, in the early stages of the game doesn't mean a whole lot. Paradise just, overextending a little bit. Sylvanas now getting locked down by a Stormbolt, but Neptune on the Alrek is not there to follow up on. And this is actually something to be worth highlighting. There is a lot of combo potential. The CC chains on KT could be crazy. Stormbolt, Uthastan, Alrek combo, and poof, there could go a member of CE.
Yeah, and in Reign of Vengeance, and even potentially a Force Wall if they really wanted to. They have such a heavy CC comp against a zero cleanse comp, except for Sanctification.
Yep, very, very true, and that is a good point as well. Zuyu once again getting caught. The Wailing Haunting Wave, not enough to save him this time around. And the damage, the retaliation damage on the side of CE just isn't there yet. And once again, they lose a member, crippling their early game rotations, which are so important to Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, right now the weak links in the composition looking to be aloof or not having that heal off cooldown.
Yep.
And potentially someone with a bit more peeling. Tyrael not able to offer that until he has level 10 and level 16 where he can get Holy Ground and Sanctification.
And once again, it is very similar to what we criticized on RPG the other day. No crowd control, no stuns in particular, can oftentimes prove to be a little bit of a problem in the early games. So, ooh, that was close on Alufal too. Now they need to be careful. Wind throwing down the Eldrain's Might to scout. Very well done.
Indeed. So, another kill. Wow, Alarak even getting punished here. That's quite unusual, seeing Alarak get punished so hard earlier on in the game.
You mean Malthael?
So far, Malthael, sorry. Yep. KT absolutely dominant this early in the game with this high CC comp.
Exactly. So, while CE might not have the greatest of killing potentials in the early game due to the lack of hard crowd control, they still have a very decent amount of wave clear. The Sylvanas, the Greymane Cocktails, and the Malthael as well, they can all de-shove and de-push lanes very handsomely. In the meantime, we see double questing talent here for Alarak. Quite cool to see. This is not your everyday Alarak build, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's not. It's very new. Well, not new. It's definitely different. Definitely a bit more unique. Yeah. I'm actually trying to remember what that level 4 talent does.
So it's basically negatively charged, and it increases the lightning surge damage. You just need to hit it, and
that bonus, I think.
Exactly. It's a repeatable quest too, so there's no maximum stacking on it.
Yeah, you have to hit them with the center though. You can't just aim the lightning at them. You have to aim it up behind them. Good double silence. Nicely done. So far, Neptune really solid with these punishments.
And once again, the prime target seems to be Zuyu, and he goes down to a beautiful Vala combo. 0 kills for CE in that game, and KT is the one team in the driver's seat. Malthael not brave enough to go, and once again, Paradise definitely learned his lesson here, not to overextend. And despite all those kills, though, we do want to highlight that CE has been doing a pretty good job at staying even. Alufal now falling next. That Vala is relentless. KTY too far in, trying to help Alufal, but he couldn't be saved anymore. They lose so many heroes and so many gems all the time. What is going on with CE here?
This CC is insane by KT. Everyone on CE is dying. No one is safe. Even the heroes with escapes like Tyrael and Greymane are suffering. Even Sylvanas and Malthael. Ariel is not too surprising because she is made out of paper mache and has very little escape herself. But yeah, CE getting absolutely dominated this early on, and I'm struggling to work out, other than a different tank to give them some healing, I don't think really any hero would have changed this draft.
I don't think so either. Maybe someone like ETC who could have actually stopped enemies from actively engaging on the backline could have made a difference, but aside from that, you're totally right. Tyrael just needs to sit there idly and watch as his teammates go down. The combo by Neptune not hitting, but Wind on the Tyrael. He is the person to be kept safe here. 39 gems on himself, and if CE wants to get a turn in anytime soon and maybe stabilize and come back from it, they need to make sure that Tyrael does not die anywhere where the gems cannot be picked up.
Down goes the first fort of the game. Bots also still under pressure. Malthael not able to clear up that web weaver yet. And this is level 9 to level 7, soon to be level 8. But this is KT using hyper aggression to do so. And CE, they just need to wait and farm up for the late game at this point. But right now, it looks like they're running out of time. And they're just getting so far behind, they might not even be able to get to the late game. KTY, good save.
So here's the thing. KT is playing this exceptionally well, don't get me wrong, but I also think that CE is just completely off their game. Those are not, you know, ganks that you could have never expected or never, like, predicted when you're a team of the caliber of CE. They need to know that on Tomb of the Spider Queen, similar to Dragonshire, a Murden can jump over walls and lock you down, and then there's a follow with the Alarak and the Vala. So it's not like they have never played against anything like it. It's just that they seem to be completely thrown off guard. Now, Tyrael, 47 gems. Please do not die, is what his allies keep shouting in team communication here for sure. They just need to wait a little bit longer, need to get level 10, and maybe with the Malthael hitting his first power spike, they can sort of stabilize and come back.
We're seeing the very defensive play now by CE. They've realized stepping out of their base is just a very easy way for them to get killed off at this point. Wind, potentially a bit too far forward. They're looking for Neptune, but they can't get there.
And they really try to dominate this top lane right now because they need to... Oh my goodness, Butcher taking a lot of damage. But the cool thing about Muradin is, despite dropping to 10% health, he can just heal up very gradually and very slowly. But they need to establish control over the top lane so they can turn in Turiel's gems. 48 in the meantime.
It's such a late game comp that CE are running, but they've lost so many kills. I'm wondering if it is even worth.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. Also, take a look at the bottom lane. Very, very damaged already. The fort is about to die, and if there's another Web Weaver turn in on the side of KT, I think they're going to lose all the forts, and they're going to fall behind even more, because level 13 will be around the corner in a bit. And now with the mercenary camp being started, KT knows where CE are.
That's good.
Yeah.
A little bit of D-push, so that is good for CE here. They have insane wave clear. They have basically everything they need to delay the game. It's just a question of whether they have what they need to actually win a team fight, which they're going to have to do eventually. So Sylvanas is clearing up very quickly due to Barb's shot here, which is good, because finally, with that Bruiser camp, they're able to take a bit more of a preferable position on clearing the lanes. So that is good so far. You can see Greymane also with some good pokes. Sylvanas gets CC, no cleanse, good Aegis though to try and keep alive this time. Counter-strike, huge damage, and that basically ends the defense here for CE in this lane, and they have to move up the top.
Exactly, they have to move up. Another stun by Butcher landing, and the combo, it's a disaster!
Beautiful Sank to turn it round though, Tormented Souls into the backline. There's the Wailing Arrow, only really gets Tassadar because the Divine Shield prevents any more. Lufel is still, once again, he's eating all the Storm Bolts. Muradin's going so deep for this, but he can't get a Lufel, but they will get Greymane, and they will grab the Malthael as he tried to flee to top.
Okay, everyone is kind of damaged on the side of KT, but they ride the momentum. Butcher, he is relentless and knows no fear. The force is hitting him in two, though. But here comes Butcher, excuse me, Neptune as well. His Alarak combos have been on point up to this stage of the game. Butcher manages to stay safe. That's the power of double support. You can go crazy deep without getting punished too hard. And there we go, level 13 online. However, Tetra, the most important thing about CE, they did not lose Turiel. They did not lose all of their gems. 88 currently in their possession.
Very true, but right now we are just seeing how this lack of cleanse can just be such a problem. And the fact is, there's very little they could have done about it. They picked 3 Angels at the start. They would have had... trading out the Sylvanas, I think, for a second support would have been better in the draft, but right now, it's the only thing keeping their lanes de-pushed.
Yeah, the thing about Sylvanas is you need a good early game in order to make her snowball. However, unfortunately, Sylvanas does not add much to an early, strong early game herself. So it's kind of a, a contradiction in herself.
Was Rhaegar banned?
I'm very positive that was not the case.
Okay, because Rhaegar, I think, might have been better here. He added the wave clear, doesn't add the damage in the team fight. Neptune taking some damage. No
Lufel, why would you knock him back there? I think he wanted to knock him back against the wall, but the angle was not right.
He might have thought more allies of KT were there. They're down to Talon. Better to just play safe and play from behind at this point.
So here's what they should have done. Maybe they should have used the Silence of Wailing Arrow immediately to basically deny him the shove of Alarak to bring himself into safety. But you have to make those decisions in a split second. And then again, even if you end up killing Alarak, what if his allies join you in the meantime? Then they're going to fight 13 against 12. And even a 4 versus 5 can then be lost because you wasted so many cooldowns. So the more I think about it, the more I actually agree with the fact that they didn't go all in on that kill. But, oh boy. KT seeing and T-Die. They're going for a 2-man boss play. That is very risky.
So you're going to scout it. I think they might have seen it just from TAS, and also the tornado has actually come out of the boss point.
I'm not so sure.
Leaving it. Even if they did see it, they're abandoning it, and they're looking to try and grab a turn. It's 69 gems on wind. Lufel is full energy. This is a situation.
Now they know.
This is probably CE's best chance, and they're moving in. They're going to try and take a fight. The Talon down. Lufel is the one in danger. Where's that Stormbolt? This could be the end of CE if a Stormbolt lands, but no, they did it. They managed to leash the boss.
Nice. That was a big success for CE. They managed to bait out the Archon, which is a 100-second cooldown. That's huge. And they also made KT quit the boss. And that is oftentimes one of the major advantages when you are a well-known, internationally established team like CE. Oftentimes, lesser-known teams like KT, they will just stop doing what they're good at because they have so much respect and fear of CE just punishing them very hard.
Exactly. CE just played hyper-aggressive straight into the boss point, didn't even attack a single hero, just ran all in as 5, and then ran straight out. And that's enough to drive back KT, burn a heroic. CE, they lost nothing by doing that and gained a little bit of ground.
Yeah, a little bit of ground, and that's exactly what they need. They have a little bit of time to come back and fight on even terms. Huge damage coming in. Win still, though. 71 gems. If there's one member that is not allowed to die here, it is Tyrael. Keep an eye on his position in those ensuing team fights.
Zuyu has his double teleport now, his with the wind, so he's able to just get all of those extra shots, which is going to once again assist with the wave clear, and is what really gives Sylvanas any semblance of burst damage.
Look at what CE is doing. All they're doing is
He may have gone too deep here. He's had to use Tormented Souls, which is dropping a lot of damage. He's managed to drive back KT, and that does guarantee their turn in.
Yeah, beautiful approach by CE on this team fight. Despite being a little bit behind in XP, all they did was poke. They used the Poison Dagger by Sylvanas, they used the Cocktails by Greymane over and over again, simply because Uther can't keep up with the healing. Uther has long cooldowns, and the only AoE healing source is the Holy Radiance. So he struggles a little bit, and Tasser not really good at there as well. But a nice...
Good Aegis, no energy though. Down goes Zuyu.
Oh, that is huge. They didn't want to lose Sylvanas there. Nice lockdown by KT. Now so much momentum is gone, but the Cocktail says bye-bye to Tassadar. 1 versus 1 trade.
1-for-1 trade. The lack of cleanse again is punished, but Greymane salvaging a bit of XP for them here. Oh, no. Again the lockdown. Where is cleanse? KTY has no way out, and CE, this is an absolute disaster.
They could have. Tetra, they could have reaccumulated so much momentum with the Sylvanas disabling the buildings and the Web Weavers providing so much additional siege, but they dropped the ball once again, CE that is. They lost members unnecessarily, it felt. All they had to do was just disengage, wait for the Web Weavers, and then push with the neutral objectives. But they once again got caught by those countless Murden Stormbolts and the Alright combos, and KT, massive kudos to them for putting up such a good fight against a huge favorite CE.
Indeed, Malthael was able to do damage in the last team fight. Once again, though, he used his heroic so early to guarantee the turn in. He wasn't available for any kind of turnaround.
Yep.
So this is literally just a back foot the game for CE. They're playing in their base and they gain ground and then they lose it straight away. Such opposition. Paradise, once again though, using the Tormented Souls with a good timing this time. They're trying to turn it around after getting engaged upon. A lot of abilities blown on him. KTY with solid damage into the backline. Wailing Arrow was used, did not get a huge amount of value here. Aegis is still available, may have to be used. Zuyu though, nice use of the teleport, even demounting a couple hits.
Nice dodge by KTY to the side, not catching another Stormbolt, and a lot of heroic abilities were used on the side of KT. Divine Shield, Archon, those are all on cooldown right now, and those are all massively important team fighting abilities, and only the Wailing Arrow plus the Malthael being used on the side of CE. But level 16 and not having it is a big deal. They need to be very careful. Wind, by the way, carrying 56 gems. His turn in alone would be enough to spawn another Web Weaver wave for CE.
Nice job by KTY clearing that up. Sylvanas, by the way, has been slightly mismicroing, spreading that Shadow Dagger to all of her minions consistently. Could be playing, could just be a little bit more careful, stay a little bit further to the north, but has still been dropping crazy damage output with this multi-shot build.
One more wave is all they need now, CE here, on even terms with that 16 talent. They need to get something done very soon. They're running out of options. More and more buildings are falling. The Holy Ground, though, could play an important role. Zuyu, once again, getting caught by the combos.
The silence doesn't land, but once again, we're seeing so many issues with this composition. The energy generator here appears to be Greymane, who's very reliant on cocktails to do AoE damage. And what we saw there, Sylvanas got burst, heal landed, which kept her alive, and then what? She has to be, because there's no energy being generated, because they can't go forward, because Sylvanas has no health. Exactly the same the other way around, when we last saw Greymane try to go in.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, all the cooldowns are coming back for KT. We see a Frost Shot build. A lot of wave clear now in the later stages of the game in general for KT. Something they kind of lacked in the early game. But now with a double storm for Tassadar, Wind trying to go in here, by the way. 59 gems still in his possession. Oh, this is a choke point. I'm not sure if that might be good.
So much value. Zuyu gets detonated. This Alarak has been on fire. Paradise trying to get some value, but he is deleted as well. The Holy Ground, the only thing keeping CE in this game right now as they pull back. KTY might get Stormbolted if Butcher can land a good Dwarf Toss. He looks for it. Nice, easily duped by KTY. But once again, Alarak CE trying to move through a choke point. Alarak beautifully punishing, and KTY is probably dead here. Heal from Ariel, try to keep him alive, but down he goes.
Down he goes, and nothing to be done for CE. They're definitely going to lose this bottom keep with a tanky frontliner that is Butcher, who can soak this keep until the end of time with double support behind him. They finally take it down, KT it is, and they're playing a fantastic game. Let's not take anything away from them, just absolutely punishing the non-existence of Cleanse and the overextending by CE multiple times. They land so many combos, so many abilities over and over again. And if they just continue the pressure, they're going to be 20 in no time. And it's 3 levels for CE to even catch up.
Very true. Telekinesis is not landing. Holy Ground does force Neptune into a less than favorable position, but it's only Paradise who can really follow in here.
Yeah, Paradise needs to be careful though. One Murden, Alright combo, and he might be a goner. Crystal Aegis was not ready just yet, so they need to communicate those cooldowns extremely well. And CE, I think this is their last chance of fighting on even terms. They choose a fight now, or they're going to disengage altogether and try to get value elsewhere. Something that I noticed, Tetra, Sylvanas has not had the chance of split pushing at all, which is normally a big thing she brings to the table when it comes to catching up in XP.
She hasn't taken Cold's Embrace either, but she needs to stay with the team here. She's taken, I believe that's the slowing talent.
Yeah.
That is going to help with Greymane, actually. No, it isn't. He didn't even take Executioner. I don't know what CE are doing. We're seeing Zuyu getting locked down. Alarak trying to chase her down. Zuyu does make it this time. Good sight. Sanctification, though, turns it round. The beautiful counter-strike. It's dodged. Divine Shield prevents any damage. Landing for a front of counter-strike, but it doesn't matter. Beautiful move by Butcher into the backline. Paradise trying to salvage, but he gets locked down, and absolute domination
That's game
by KT.
Neptune?
That was,
oh my goodness.
That was prevention from prevention. How is Neptune alive? That was prevention from prevention. Sanctification denied the Discord strike. Divine Shield denied the counter strike. I don't even know. That was crazy. CE, what has happened to you, dude? What has happened to you guys? KT able to take the first game in beautiful fashion. Great lockdown, great control of the turn-in points. Beautiful game.
Beautiful game by KT, without a doubt. And once again, CE unable to find the rhythm. And there we go. We see a lot of happy faces on the side of KT. And you know what's even more impressive? The fact that they have played the very first season with Genjuo, who's a totally new face in HGC China, at least from a player's perspective. Brand new support, and yet they managed to fit him in like a charm. And for the first time in HGC China's history, CE is not smiling after a game. I think slowly but surely they're starting to realize that their BlizzCon participation is not granted anymore. Yesterday and the day before, they were still smiling. They were still like, yeah, guys, we got this. We're gonna find our rhythm eventually. But now, not so much anymore.